The history of the United States is a complex and extensive narrative that spans several centuries of events, transformations, and struggles. Although it is not possible to cover all the details in a single story, the following is a general summary of the most notable moments in the history of the United States. The origins of the history of the United States go back to the colonies established by Europeans in North America. In 1492, Christopher Columbus landed in the Americas on behalf of Spain, and in the centuries that followed, explorers and colonizers from other European nations, such as England, France, and the Netherlands, began to establish settlements in the region. In the 17th century, the English colonies on the East Coast began to flourish. However, growing tension between the colonies and Great Britain over taxes and duties led to the American War of Independence in 1775. In 1776, the colonies declared their independence, and in 1783, with the help of France, they won the war and acquired the recognition of its independence. After independence, the former colonies formed a federal government based on the United States Constitution, which was ratified in 1788. George Washington became the new nation's first president in 1789. During the early years of the Republic, it contained the fundamental structures of government, and the Bill of Rights was promulgated, guaranteeing civil liberties and individual rights. Throughout the 19th century, the United States experienced significant growth and expansion. Through diplomatic negotiations and territorial acquisitions, such as the Louisiana Purchase in 1803 and the annexation of Texas in 1845, the nation's territory was extended westward. The country was also embroiled in major conflicts, such as the War of 1812 against Great Britain, the Mexican-American War in the 1840s, and the American Civil War between 1861 and 1865. The Civil War was a devastating conflict between the northern states, known as the Union, and the southern states, known as the Confederacy. The main cause of the war was the issue of slavery, and the conflict resulted in the abolition of slavery and the enactment of the Reconstruction Amendments, which gave civil and political rights to African Americans. In the late 19th century, the United States became a world economic power, fueled by industrialization, railroad expansion, and the growth of corporations. During this period, there were also major technological advances, such as Alexander Graham Bell's invention of the telephone and the advent of electricity and the automobile. At the beginning of the 20th century, the United States was immersed in the First World War, which played a crucial role in the victory of the Allies. After the war, the 1920s saw a period of economic prosperity known as the Roaring Twenties. However, this era came to an end with the Great Depression of 1929, a massive economic crisis that affected the entire world and had a lasting impact on American society. During World War II, which ran from 1939 to 1945, the United States emerged as a world superpower. The country played a decisive role in the defeat of the Axis powers and became one of the leaders of the international community. The war also had a significant impact on American society, driving social and economic change. After World War II, the United States found itself in the middle of the Cold War, a decades-long ideological and political conflict with the Soviet Union. During this period, the country was involved in the space race, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, and other international conflicts. In the 1960s and 1970s, the United States experienced a time of upheaval and significant social change. Movements for civil rights, feminism, gay rights, and opposition to the Vietnam War marked the era. Throughout the ensuing decades, the country continued to face challenges and achievements in areas such as technology, civil rights, foreign policy, and the economy. Today, the United States is a diverse and multicultural nation, with a globally influential economy and an ever-changing society. Although it has faced challenges and stresses throughout its history, the United States has demonstrated an ability to adapt and overcome difficulties, and its history continues to be a source of study, inspiration, and debate.